Well, it's next week. A lot of things have happened. Nothing bad. Been extremely busy cleaning up the property more, and finally able to get back to the Galaxy. I know it hasn't really changed at all from the last video that you'll see. I'm gonna try to keep these things small little snippets. I'm on a different camera now because my other one died. Not very happy. I'm actually in a very bad spot right now. Nothing dire. I need a brand new, PC because the office one I have is not great, and I'm trying to get other things going for a digital type media camera. One of those great huge ones that's like $1,200 or $1,300, but really can't afford it right now because trying to save up and get things fixed up. Money saved and things fixed up for the property before winter hits, because I don't normally spend a lot of money during the winter, and well, kind of almost on my last legs here with the cameras, and I want to share all my experiences on the vehicles here, because I'm actually going to start working on all of them and start restoring them, and doing the dashes on stuff. But hopefully the audio on this one turns out okay, because I got a dead cat on the shotgun microphone attachment on top of it, because this is the one that we use on the paranormal channel. So we'll just see. So updates, not much. You can see the Galaxy just has not moved at all. I mean, she's still there. I did find something interesting though that I forgot that I even owned. It's a $50 type of set. Curved dolly, utility dolly, heel dolly, straight peen, pick and finish, and a heavy shrinking. Like I said, I forgot I actually had this because I was cleaning out some stuff in the porch, and well, lo and behold, I actually do have a cheapo set. It's not the best, but with my current situation and no garage yet, have to make do with what I have, and hopefully it can get off the ground because it is what it is. Hopefully YouTube isn't hiding me underneath some algorithm or whatever it is. But to each their own, really. I'm not worried and I'm not stressed or anything about it. It's just slightly frustrating, but good frustration, not a bad frustration. You're like, oh my gosh, it's the end of the world. It's a good frustration because I like to explore these things and see where to find that that perfect button to press, so that way I get more of an audience flow into these videos. So, but I am going to crawl back underneath this thing because there's some stuff in the way of the bolts that is prohibiting me from putting this on right here, because on your 65, 66 Galaxies, there's a particular spot right there, and it's not too big. It's probably maybe like that from this end to over right here. They decide to run your safety cables or your emergency brakes, parking brakes, whatever you want to call them, the cables in through right by there. So you got to take a pin and get that out and pull it out, and well, someone cut them. I'm not going to crawl underneath to show you guys, because since I'm underneath there, I'm going to be underneath there for a bit. But they're in the way. They're prohibiting me from putting the the tools onto the bolt head and the nut. I try to get that off. So, and plus, whoever butchered this, they cut it off so it's about that long, on each side. And so I gotta take those off, and then hopefully at least get the rear end kind of connected up today. But if not, then maybe next week, because I don't know when this video is going to come out, and because like I said, a lot of things have happened, nothing bad, but I got a lot more of the property to clean up, some stuff here and there to do. So hopefully this dead cat helps out with the wind. So alrighty, I better get my big booty underneath the car and see if I can't get some progress done. Alright, so just real fast, I got him out. This is what he did to him, you know, just a little thing to show you guys, you know. You cut these in order to get their other rear end out. And I had to go find a cheater bar because I don't have an impact drill, a really good one. So I gotta use good old-fashioned double grease and WD-40 on the other bolts that are there, because they're on there pretty good. I'll update all of you once I get both of the arms on, and then slide the transmission, the rear and forward. That way it can be in position. I don't know where I got transmission from. I just don't know. So I can't get the other side out because the bolts pretty much caught up on the rubber, and I don't have a torque drill or anything, well, impact drill, get it out, because, you know, I can only go so fast on the ratchet. So, but I did got one side out and one bar on. But this is what the guy did. It butchered it. Instead of getting the rear end out as a whole, he just went ahead and cut everything. But now I know why. The left side, this must have been a left side dominant car for the drive terrain for the wheel to spin. This side's really messed up where the bolt is, where it holds this on and everything onto the frame. It's all rotted out right there. It just needs a whole entire restructure, which I showed in an earlier clip on this video. Looking underneath, looks like most of the damage is kind of somewhat up in the front, but not too bad, but also in the back. Some of the factory welds on the frame is also kind of split, and I'll show that once I get the car, at an angle and assess it and all that. But I'm just tired because trying to get it off and everything, and then doing all this other stuff, and phone calls this, phone calls that, and it's getting late in the day. It's almost 12, so hopefully when my sibling comes home, I'll borrow his impact drill so that way I can get this one bolt off, because like I said, the rubber's hanging it up, and it just does not want to come out. So yeah, so this. So anyways, it'll be very interesting to see what happens. Also, another thing too, before I forget, there is a 428 available, but it's for $1,500, and I don't have that kind of money. I think it might be something I may have to pass up, unless if this channel becomes immediately monetized with all the subscribers pouring in, but I highly doubt I'll get that lucky, because I think I'm hidden behind one of YouTube's algorithms. But again, I'm not complaining. It's a very happy frustration, because I'm trying to figure out where everything's at, and this is the kind of stuff I like. So all in all, the brackets are kind of somewhat on, but one more. Once I get the other one on, then I'll slap the rear end on and then get it off. Put the tires on there, everything, then get it off, and then I'll push it over maybe someplace out of the way, because there's a spot right here for the garbage truck. But I got to get the Roadrunner in, and I got to get the rat rod in, and then I gotta get my brother's 67 Mustang unloaded and in, as you saw the video of that already. One thing after another. Here's what it is. Fun the sun. This is my island. I'm greatly enjoying it. Okay, next thing I gotta do is install these. I'm gonna put these on before I slide it underneath. Yeah, I can do it, underneath there, but I like to actually have more room. And plus, it won't take much to actually jack this up with that 2.5 ton jack. Now, this setup is very different from what that 65 LTD is. And I also learned from a gentleman here on YouTube that every Galaxy and LTD rear end is 9-inch. So I did not know that. Thank you very much for the information, sir. But I do know that these are extremely rare and hard to come by anymore, because everyone's after them. I don't know what kind of gear this has in it. I should look over at that LTD when I go back and fetch the bumper for my 65 XL. Now, grab my tools here right in front of me. About to yell at myself. Now this right here, we got one side which is a 13/16, other side's a 3/4. Don't worry, this old girl's not dead yet. So pretty much, I think I probably got the wrong bolt here. I think I probably do. Gotta look here. Yep. Wrong bolt, which I do believe that this goes to the shock, now that I'm looking at it. So this will go down there, somewhere. So, stuff off. Make sure stuff is okay. Evidently this matters. But to be honest, I ain't gonna worry about that because I'm not driving this. I just want to get it off the trailer and move it. Now, let's see here. Guess it would be best to keep that off. Pretty much like so, but we need it flipped because wow, can't believe I forgot how this went on. 1 second. Here's the other two, but they're for the top. Well, match back up with actually easier since I've lost a lot of weight, because used to be able to fit in right underneath this. Yeah, I can crawl in and out of this just fine, because when I used to, well, you all saw my older videos, pretty round as I was tall, and we got two nuts. Well, that's kind of lucky. Top one's loose, kinda. And don't worry, I still plan on working on the Fairlane shortly. Just a lot of things got in the way. Nothing bad, it's just real life. But now this is stuck. That's the bad thing about two nuts. right size. I don't think you use that anymore. Oh, the axle is 7/8 on. I wish I had that sway bar up on top to keep this thing more stabilized. But it's actually in both spots for the springs. I truly wish I had that stable bar on top. Because this thing's gonna be interesting. I'm not too worried about it hanging there. But next thing to do is pretty much raise up the car, put the rear tires on, and pull out these blocks and see how it actually sets. Because I gotta put these, yeah, I haven't tossed these in the garbage yet. But gosh, you know what? Here's the thing. I always save these for the shocks, just for something else, for oddball things. These things right here, like smaller stuff. They won't go back on the vehicle. Just smaller stuff. To be honest, I'm gonna take those nuts off. Save those back. Yeah, I'm a huge scavenger when it comes to nuts and bolts and everything, because I really don't let nothing go to waste. Alrighty, so the axle is underneath the car, as you can finally see after, I don't know how many years this car didn't have an axle, maybe 8 or 9, maybe 8, 7, I don't know, because it showed up in my friend's junkyard ages ago without an axle, so, and it wasn't ran over or anything, and I was originally going to get it, but then, he ran over it, but all these years later when I got more experience, I was like, yeah, I can fix this. Plus, too, it's a shame to see a Q-code Galaxy go to scrap, so I really had to save her. So, I am going to probably name this car Heather. Why? Just cause. Mainly for 2 reasons. One, after a niece of mine, and after the actress Heather Graham. Because I know both individuals have been through a lot. This car's been through a lot. So with respect towards both those individuals, especially towards my niece, I am going to name this car Heather. And the Roadrunner, I'm not sure what to name it yet. Yeah, I'm starting to name cars now. I already have names for others. Because the blue Dodge that I drive around, we drive around, is called Gemini, whatever you want to call it. So, I am going to mess with Heather tomorrow and put the tires on and get her unloaded, but for all of you, it's going to be happening in 3, 2, 1. So, it's the next day. Before I mess with the Galaxy, I've got to get this old girl in, or this side, yeah, because she's been sitting there long enough, so I've got to get her scooted in because I've got to get the Galaxy up over here, and I'm lightly winded because I had to move these big tree seat stumps that my brother-in-law cut for me and my wife for a wedding last year. I'm so happy that they're dead, because if they were someone alive, of course you wouldn't be able to cut into it too well, but they would have been a lot heavier. Yeah. Still out of shape, but weren't as heavy as I thought they were. But anyways, gotta figure out another process if this actually drags in the dirt too much, because it's on the leaf springs in the back. But I got the tires aired up in the front. Well, one was flat, so hopefully this should scoot really well. I'll just have to see, because she still has a hanger issue, and to be honest, I don't blame her. Well, let's see what happens, shall we? going to take well over a good half an hour, or maybe an hour. So I'm going to skip ahead, and once I get it over here in position, then I'll continue recording, then we'll scoot on over to the heather. Well, I'm getting closer. Oops, stand. Yeah, I'm successfully pulling it in. I don't need to put my heater system underneath, but this is what's making it rough, because this side's digging in for some reason. I don't know why. That side's just beautiful. It's just gliding like a sled, but this is grinding in like a stubborn pack mule. What? I'm gonna try to get it over so that way I can have some room to work on. I need to get a cheap rear end for this, because I've been thinking, it's like, my friend Buck over at his salvage yard, he's got some cheap Plymouth rear ends that I actually could have used for this. Could have bought it and slapped it on, and I was like, well, I think about it now while I'm close to home, because I'm right there equaled up with my farm truck. This old beater. Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do with this, to be honest. Because my father gave it to me all those years ago. And I put over $2,500 in it. And paid almost $2,000 for it. I kind of got ripped off from the original owner. Because my father gave it to me, and he was given to him. And then I was a kid, I didn't know any better. He wanted me to pay for it. So yeah, I kind of got robbed. But that's got a 318 in it. I don't know what to do with it. Of course I'm going to keep it, but it's got carburetor problems. I hate it. But yeah, I'm pretty darn close. Alrighty. Let's get this scooted all the way in here. Okay, so there's a couple of things I've actually noticed. Of course, she's finally here, right by the farm truck, but each tire, look at right there, down the middle on that side, and right there, these are fun tires. Someone used them for fun. And also too, look at that. It's disc brakes on both sides. I didn't notice that on this. I don't know if those are put on or factory or what, but this doesn't have a brake booster. I thought it was drums, because normally when you see a brake booster and stuff like that, yeah, there's disc brakes, but no. I thought were drums, but no, there's disc brakes on the front. So yeah, learned something new about my Roadrunner. So how about that? So as I get up here, very tiredly, so I've actually been ratcheting this in for the past hour and 40 minutes. It started to get pretty hard. But this was a stubborn pack mule, but it got better. But then this side started to be a stubborn pack mule. But it's in after 2 months sitting there, and after my health issue, yeah. So, and once I get to that this afternoon, I gotta move some stuff and everything. But instead of putting the Galaxy right there, I'm gonna, clean that stuff out. I'm just gonna slide it in between right there, and I'll have more than enough room to get the Fairlane out, scoot it forward, and then the Mercury placed in, and then I'll put the Fairlane right here, and then I could use this spot for a little storage unit for area, because I want to build a shed right here for little odds and ends. little security shed on skids and put stuff like this in it. This is junk. I don't know where that came from. But yeah, here's some few left over to get out. So I still got weather damage to fix, but that probably won't be in the next couple of weeks because I got to do a few other things. Keep wanting to get to that, but other things get in the road. So even when it snows, I can still work on it back there. But I gotta make a little door that way we can get cars in and out back there. But Roadrunner's finally in her hibernation spot for I don't know how long. But be one heck of an interesting drag for a driveway, but I wouldn't recommend it. Of course, I wouldn't do such a thing as this. I'm not worried about that right there because that entire panel needs to be replaced from pretty much right there on over. So I'm not worried if it starts rusting out right there, nor underneath in those particular spots because it needs some restructuring done. The frame's still good, but like I said, restructuring, doing this and that. I might jack it up and put that that long tie over there that I used to pop out the roof a little in the back, but there's really not much of a spot to jack up at except for maybe right here on the frame. So I'll think of something, but again, I'm not too worried because it's not sitting on the frame. It's mainly on the leaf springs and pretty much on this side. And I don't know if it's hitting on this side. No, it's not. So it's pretty much just the left side. I still got enough room. So there you have it. People wanted to see me mess with the Roadrunner, and I'm adding this on into the Galaxy video. So if you wanna watch it, go ahead, because this will be the last time for quite some time with me messing with the Roadrunner until I get something set up and start skinning that top a little to get it ready for a new roof. So I better get some stuff put up and go in and relax a little. I think I'm out this afternoon for the Galaxy, so alrighty, be right back. Got our shoes on. First time I've ever seen this car with shoes on in the back. Here we go, let's see what happens. Woo-hoo-hoo. Look at that mean stance. Wow. Here, let me grab the camera here for a side shot, because this is something spectacular. If I can actually get this off, there we go. Oh, yeah. And that's a 9-inch rear end out of a 65 LTD. I'm gonna have to keep watching that spot because it's kind of close. But yeah, because you can see it's a little off center, just a little off center. But again, if it pops the tire, I have another decent 15 to put on. But yeah, it's the first time ever seeing this girl stance like this. I mean, I love all the kinds of Galaxies, don't get me wrong, but something's always special about these big 66s. Yeah, you can see there's a frame might be a little tweaked, so there definitely needs to be some modifications done. It's either there, unless it's the axle sitting like that, because I have no top stability bar. I may have to take that out of the door. But my gosh, I need to put some tires up in the front, but yeah, Oh, this is a huge moment for me. I know everyone's like, well, it's in the rear. It's an axle on a car. What's the big deal about it? Well, my allergies don't make me do a coughing fit. I've never seen this car with the rear end on it. Because when I first laid eyes on it, before my friend's loader brakes on it, went out and crushed the rear, I saw this sitting on the ground with no rear axle. And these were just pretty much the same tires that have been on it, so sorry about that. But yeah, so now to get the front tires on, and I gotta block this because I don't know how loose she is going to be. She probably might get an attitude problem. I'm not sure just yet, but I have to make sure that won't catch that cable. If it dies, it dies. I mean, it gets pull it and all stuff like that, but I'm not gonna do what I did with the Fairlane video. I'm just gonna shove it off because I know that this frame needs a lot of work. So does the body, but yeah. It's happening, everybody. She's gonna come off, and I'm gonna have to really, well, I'm really gonna have to straighten up those wheels. But alrighty, I'll get the front shoes on now.